Hi Eva, it's Oceana with G3 Agency. This is your free website audit. Um, I just wanted to say thank you so much for letting me send this to you. I know that you were a little wary about perhaps my intentions or maybe what would be expected of you. I love helping small businesses grow. It is what I've spent the last 8 years of my life learning how to do. Basically, these videos are kind of like my business card, in except that it's actually going to do some good for you. The idea behind this is that you can take this information and go and do all of this by yourself. You could pretty much do all of it actually for free as if you follow these instructions. But it is time consuming, so kind of how it ends up working out for me is that if I send out 20 of these, maybe one in that 20 is going to come back to me and say, hey, I really like what you do and you really helped me out, and will you help me with this endeavor going forward? And that makes it worthwhile, at least financially. But it's really when I'm able to help the people that could really use the help, like perhaps maybe your business, you might be in a situation where you'd really use this help financially, and you can't afford my services right now, perhaps if affordability is an issue, and it's those times that it's kind of worth it, emotionally or karmically for me. So I just want to let you know, that's where I'm coming from with this, and I really hope that you get some really good value out of it. And without wasting any more time, because I know that you're a busy person, let's jump right in. So I hope that I got your website right. This is a nice website. It really looks pretty. There are a few things that I would suggest that you change up. First of all, I would add your phone number up here in the top, and make sure that it's a click to call phone number so that when someone is on their phone, which is going to be more than half the time, they can just click on that and call you right up. It really makes that transition a lot easier for people who are on their phones from curious to customer, basically. And then the next thing is content on your site. So you do have a little bit of words here, but really not enough. You want to make sure that you have lots of content, lots of words about what you do, how you do it, who you do it for, and where you do it. It's very important to talk about the location that you're in on your website, as well as all of the things that you do. If you want to get jobs for concrete laying, make sure to include that. If you want to get bathroom remodel jobs, include that in your content. Talk about the materials you use and stuff. This is all going to help Google understand that you guys know what you're doing and you know about what your potential customers are trying to find out about, and that's going to help you get in front of them. And then another fun little trick that I like, I can actually right click on an image, click Save Image As. That's not showing as an option here. There, this one, and I can see this image was saved as home design. And that might be kind of good, but there are actually phrases that you can save these images as and actually include in your content as well. These basically little quotes that people are actually typing into Google each month when they're looking for your businesses, looking for your services, and they're in the San Antonio area. So I'm going to show you how I find those and show you a few that you can use starting right away and get into your content, because I use a tool that's kind of spendy, so I'm going to give you a few kind of as a little, here you go. So when I put your website into Ahrefs here, there are a few metrics that I want you to pay attention to, and these are all really very low. Your UR score is how trustworthy Google thinks that your web page is, and your exact home page, and then DR is for your entire website. And Google right now doesn't understand what you're about at all. It doesn't know what you do. It doesn't know where you are. It doesn't trust your website whatsoever, so it's not going to rank you. And beyond that, it also doesn't know what words are on your site that someone might be interested in learning about. So fixing that content issue on your site is going to be a big helper for you. And then I looked you up to see what your Google My Business is doing. and it's not doing anything as far as I can tell. Usually when you look up a business name like this, and then I even added your phone number to try to see if that would do the trick. I think this is your phone number. I hope it was. But I couldn't find you guys. So what you might want to do, this is another way that you can definitely bring in more business, is by looking up Google My Business. And I actually looked it up on Yelp here, but as you can see, there we go, google.com/business. That's where you'll want to go. And you want to click Manage Now, and you'll be able to add your business to Google. And that's going to add your business to Google Maps as well, and that's going to help definitely increase your visibility. And if you're working from, say, home or something, don't worry, you don't have to have your address displayed on Google. You can take that off. That's what I do for my agency as well. I don't want people knowing where my personal, I mean, I work from my bedroom, so, you know, so if privacy is an issue, you don't have to display this publicly, but it will help you rank in the area that you serve. Okay, and then here's where we get to the fun stuff. This is the Keywords Explorer. This is my playground. I love doing keyword research. So first I'm going to show you, I put in San Antonio, and then I also put in some things that I think you guys do. This is all stuff you'd want to include on your website content, by the way, if you do this. But I did remodel. These stars basically mean like a wild card, so it can be remodelers, remodeling, etc. And then we have concrete, pavers, and contractors. So we get in here, and there are 4 things that I look for in a good keyword. So these are basically phrases that people are typing into Google every single month, and I can tell that they're typing it into Google every single month because the volume is 1,000 here. That means 1,000 people are searching exactly this phrase, kitchen remodel in San Antonio, every single month on average. And that's pretty amazing when you think about it. Like if you had all those calls coming in, you'd be swamped, overwhelmed, right? So there's a lot of demand here, which is really cool. And you can go down and see like, oh, well, you know, maybe you don't want all that. Maybe you just want concrete patio, San Antonio. And that's 200 people searching for that every month. That would keep you busy right there. So I went ahead and focused here. I'll kind of pause that right here. You can take a look at each of these. You're welcome to include these, but I would suggest that you only, you know, pick a few that you want to focus on and include those a few times naturally in your content. Save some images as that key phrase, whatever you decide on. But the one that I thought was really cool, because it's going to be kind of a good win, is, let's see, KD, I'm going to go to 0 at the tops. So as I was saying, about 4 different things I look for in a good keyword. Stamped concrete, San Antonio. This one is a good one because it's got the 4 elements. Something that you do, somewhere that you do it, high volume, and low KD. And I'll explain each of those. So somewhere that you, or something that you do and somewhere that you do it, just helps narrow down that we're definitely getting in front of the people who are looking for your services, and they're close enough that you can actually serve them. And then volume is how many people are searching for it each month, as I explained. And KD stands for keyword difficulty, and it's basically on a scale from 0 to 100. How difficult does this tool Ahrefs think it would be to get to the first page of Google? And that's assuming that you know what you're doing. So I'm going to do my best to explain it so that you can do it yourself. My idea here, you know, if I, you know, here's my long-term goal here, is that the idea is if you can't afford my services yet, perhaps you could do this on your own at least this much, and that would get you enough revenue that you could come back later if you did want to work with me and my agency, and me and my team could help you reach that next goal. But of course, yeah, that's just you know, my thought there. Okay, so this one here, I don't want you to think that a 0 KD is going to be like super quick, like it's going to happen overnight. Like you add a few words to your site and blah, 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 and then boom. If you're on the first page, I don't want you to think it's going to happen like that, because search engine optimization, which is the tactics that we're talking about here, it's building a relationship with Google, and it's building trust and a kind of a friendship between your website and Google, and it just is going to take a while. That's just the name of the game. And so 0, though, with a KD of 0, that's going to happen a lot faster and with a lot less effort, time, and money to be able to get to the first page of Google, which is where you can be seen for those people that are looking for your services. So including Stamped Concrete San Antonio, if you do that, that would be a good one for you to include. And then you could check out any other ones that might work for you. Okay, so if we put Stamped Concrete San Antonio into the search engine here, Google, my favorite one, here's what we get. So we have the map pack, and how you get up into the map pack is like I was talking about with your Google My Business. That is where this information will end up if you get enough citations and your Google My Business is built out with good information and lots of images that are saved properly, like I was talking about. And so you definitely can end up here, which is great because your website would be just one click away, and that's going to help increase the number of calls you get. But you want to make sure that your Google My Business is up to date and accurate, and it's actually published. And then you want to take your name, address, and your phone number exactly like you listed it on your Google My Business, and then you're going to put that all over different directories like Yelp, Yext, CityStar, White Pages, Yellow Pages, Facebook. There are literally thousands of places to list your information as a citation, and what that does is basically prove to Google that you really exist and you really do serve that community. And so that'll, if it trusts you more than the others, well, that's going to put you at the top. And if you're in the top 3, you end up on the first page. Another way to get to the first page is with backlinks and referring domains and power from your website. So basically the most powerful or the most credible website is the one that comes up at the top when someone does a search for keywords that website is ranking for. I hope that was fairly straightforward. I hope I explained it in a way. If not, please let me know and I will try to explain it another way. But basically what we want to do is compare you to this one that is at the top and go, what is it that they're doing correctly that we could also do? And then what is it that they are not doing correctly that we could do better than them, so that we end up at the top for that key phrase or that keyword. So they have a lot of words about what they do on the site, and they are also taking advantage. Why is that doing that now? I can't get it to not be blue. Oh, there we go. Okay. If I right click on this image and I click Save Image As, I can see that they are taking advantage of the way that they're saving their images. So this is a keyword and one that they want to show up for. So that's a clue that, yeah, that's definitely something you want to do. And if you want to get ahead of them, you're definitely going to want to do that. And then we can take a look at Ahrefs, this tool. And you remember yours was no data, 0, 0. They've got some trust on their page here. This is not their home page, but another web page on their site, and they've got a decent score for that. Their overall score for their whole website's actually pretty good, and then they've got some backlinks and referring domains. So this means that they've got websites out there on the internet with links back to their site. Those are passing power over, basically showing Google that if a credible website is pointing to your website with a link, then that is passing that power over to you and lending you that credibility, which is how they're getting this power here and what you'd want to do also. I really hope that this was helpful, and I would be happy to explain any of this stuff further for you if it was a little confusing. Please feel free to reach out. I am always trying to improve these for the next person, and I am looking forward to your feedback on whether this was helpful and clear. Thank you so much for your time, and have a wonderful day.